maybe you could share a moment. Like I remember in mine, my first day when I made $1,000 in a day doing door to door was like still one of the. I made
What were you
plenty more than
selling?
that in a day now. I was selling telecom, so like
Door to
fiber
door.
optic, door to door, fiber optic, cell phones, home security, like the whole package. Savage. And I remember that day it was like raining sideways. It was freezing cold. I was in Vancouver, Canada, and I was just like, I did it, and then I came out of that house, and I was just like saturated in the rain, and it was one of the best days of my life. It was like a breakthrough moment, and it's like I've made, so much more than that in a day now, but that moment was that was such a gem. Do you have a moment like that you'd like to share, like, or was really a breakthrough moment of like, wow, I'm doing this.
Well, I started mid-year, and I remember, so I was like 4 or 5 months into the job. I went to my first ever national sales meeting. I don't know if you had these types of meetings where the company puts on these huge productions. It's cost them millions and millions of dollars, where it's a combination of training and celebration. And I remember they had the Circle of Excellence night. So I was not able to qualify because I had not worked at the company for a full year. And they started naming these names and this crazy music, and all of the Circle of Excellence winners go up on stage. And all I thought was, I've got to get on that stage next year. Like, I've got to be there. And so I was both, I think, very proud and inspired and motivated to get up on that stage. Because to me, it wasn't really even about the money. It was about, like, I love, just as a football player, like it feels good to be recognized by your teammates as a value-added member of the team, as someone who makes others better, who helps the team win. And that's, in a way, what winning Circle of Excellence was like for me, was when I saw and heard those names called up on that stage and saw them celebrating with each other, and like the camaraderie of those people who were the best of the best. I thought, I'm going to do whatever it takes to get up here. And so Circle of Excellence became like my new thing. Whatever the goal was for me, that wasn't the goal. The bare minimum was, okay, 135% is going to get me to COE, which is Circle of Excellence. That's the minimum. The minimum becomes the COE number for me. And that's how I tried to approach it, both as a sales rep and then as a manager. And so that was just a defining moment for me to say, that's kind of the base. That's the bare minimum of what I'm going to do. So I tried to channel, again, the work ethic and resilience and willingness to fight back that I learned from my great coaches and teammates on the football field, to then do that in my job. And I think it probably helped me, because there was just this desire that I was going to do whatever it took. Things like having a mentor come in with me every Saturday to write scripts, to help me with my talk track, to role play, to then write cold emails, and we would A/B test all of these throughout the week to create and find our list that people weren't finding. I was pretty early with my mentor on doing mass cold emails. That wasn't really done that much back when I started. And so we were trying and doing innovative things, working long extra hours, doing whatever it took in order to get up on that stage. And so to me, it was like, I think that my boss and Rex, who had hired me, I think appreciated the fact that I had a willingness to kind of figure it out in order to get up on that stage.
Doug, how'd it feel?
It's awesome, man. It was awesome. I remember the nights multiple times. So I didn't even care about the trip or the money. I just remember the nights that I won, and then I was up there and standing shoulder to shoulder with people who had also done the same thing. And to me, it was just an addictive feeling of being around my teammates, being around colleagues and peers from all over the country, not just where I was working in my office, but all over the place. And you know, all of the senior leaders come up to you and give you big hugs. Man, it was an intoxicating feeling. Whenever I talk with people who are in a sales organization, and if they don't do something like that, I'm like, you should create a President's Club, a Circle of Excellence, whatever you want to call it, doesn't matter. Create a night, create a celebration where the excellence is recognized. I think that's a good idea.